That's how you envision that game going on Sunday.
I thought it was going to be tough. I came up with this thought. You know how like the light bulb goes off when you think you have like a thought and you're like, oh, I think I hit it, and I want to run it by you to see what you think.
Okay.
So, and you were in the postgame, Zoe, with us, so tell me if you agree. So I thought this last game, what stood out to me more than anything was the unusual mix of emotion that went into it for the coaches and players. So you had this elation of like holding on to win that could have gone the other way. You had heartbreak watching two guys get carted off, these young guys who have all this life and have brought this like energy to the team. You had disappointment because you sort of thought you played like, we're better. We're better than that. And you had this love in the locker room with the teammate you're FaceTiming, Jelani Tavai, you know, because you're checking in on him because he's not with you. And it's like all these things. I'm like, you know what? Like that's like football. Like that's why we love it, right? You know, I had the light go off in my head. I'm like, only football can do this. And Drake is up at the podium, and he was like, I asked him, I'm like, what are your emotions? He's like, you got all these things coming at you. And I really felt it for those guys in the arena. I
think that's why Vrabel was sort of, I don't want to say snippy, but he was irritated, like right out of the gate in the post game. You know, the records don't mean S. You know, standings, records don't mean S, because it's the reality of life in that moment. Like, he feels it with those guys, and that's what I think I appreciate about this team. And like, why I really don't worry about them, because I don't say he's got them eating out of his hand, but he walks every step with them. And I've played for coaches and no coaches that don't walk every step with you. That's like, they don't care what your home life is or whatever, or who's feeling what. It's about football, and that's all you should care about. And it's not that way here. It's not. And I've seen this team come together over the weeks. And I said this on our pregame. They're starting to develop a little confidence and swagger. Not a cocky swagger. Cocky's not the right word. It's confidence. And it's been earned, I think. You know, I think I asked Mike in one of our pregame things, like, when did you sort of feel this coming together? And he went all the way back to the Miami. He said Miami game. The Miami game, and how we played there, and how tough that spot was for us. Dropping the first game, didn't know what we are. And we started to be able to plan and get together as a team and know what we had. And they've been on a freaking run since it. A hell of a run.
So, Mike, moving forward, all that emotion you speak of, how do they emotionally get a lift or a boost to overcome the injuries that they did sustain in that game that you referenced going forward?
So I think they need their bye week, Beetle. Like I see a team that it feels like the gas tank is running on low a little bit here. No, I'm just being honest with what I see.
You predicted a tough game against Cincinnati. Does that mean you're predicting one against the Giants too?
So I am, in part because I think the Giants haven't all their recent games, even though they're losing all of them, haven't they all been close? They just went to overtime on the road, I believe, with the Lions.
They're competitive.
And I actually think the crowd is going to be imperative for the Patriots on Monday night. I assume it's going to be lit up in here. The energy seems like it's picked up, but I think they need, I feel like when I see the team, I don't know if you agree, Zoe, Beetle, Matt, like, I feel like they need a little pick-me-up. It's sort of...
I think they deserve it.
It's like 12 straight weeks. That's my feeling, Beetle. Like, it's a lot. You got to refill the tank, and now you got no Milton Williams, no Will Campbell, no Jared Wilson, no Kyrus Tonga, no Brendan Schooler. Like, that's a lot of hits here over the last couple weeks.
Like, Vrabel's been asked about the crowd, too, and he's like, you got to give them a reason to come and cheer. And I think they've done that, so now you got to reciprocate on the other side here.
It's kind of the league.
It is.
That is the business. You know it.
Yes.
Right? This is how it goes.
Yes.
And a week ago we were talking, or 2 weeks ago we were saying, before the Milton Williams injury, they've done pretty well with injuries. Well, now they're just like everybody else.
Yep.
And every team, I mean, many of the teams that are in the AFC playoff picture, or you expect will be there, have been hit hard by injuries. It happens.
Yes. Yes, and I think the bye week is critical. So I look at it big picture. You asked, Beetle. I think get through this game, get to 11, and that week, I think,
shut it down.
Shut it down, right? Like, and get the energy, get the energy back up. Maybe you get some guys back, but even if you don't, I just think getting away from it, Like, this is a lot to put in every week. And I just feel like we even talked last week coming off a win, just some of the, I thought, cracks in the armor, the run defense, the turnovers, creating them, and some of the other things. I just think you're starting to see more of these things bubble up.
In fairness, did they look that good coming off the mini-bye?
They didn't. They didn't look like they had a lot of energy, which surprised me a little bit.
Why do you think the quarterback played the way he did at the beginning of the game? Now, I thought he settled in quite nicely, but there were some, like, holy crap moments at the beginning of the game. Like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah. So
He's been so consistent.
I know, and I was listening to the broadcast. Great job as usual. I watched like you. He was flexing the hand a little bit, and I was wondering if on on the first drive that it did hit something that he was just working through that. But then he makes like the throw to Pop Douglas on 3rd and 11 for 37 yards, and you're like, this guy's unbelievable, right? So I'm like, it can't be the hand. I'm going to give you one theory, Zoe. I think that the Bengals, well, defensively, were not necessarily playing well for the totality of the season. One, they did play better, but I thought they did some things that made them think a little more. And I didn't think there weren't as many open windows in which to throw. So maybe created some early doubt. They
struggled outside early in the game,
right?
Yep.
Created some doubt in him early in the game that he had to work through.
So what do? You go to your tight ends. That's why Hunter Henry has the game he had.
I think that,
and that's what's nice about this offense, and that's the way Josh is going to adapt it. And I think this is why, as we advance this with the injuries, Josh isn't going to let Vidarian Lowe out there on an island by himself.
Can't, because we saw some problems in that game, right?
And I've also been told he's not as bad as you people think. The ones us that criticized him so much last year because they left him on an island, and we only could talk about what they are.
Yep.
You know that they were not coached at all a year ago. And they were put in a really, really bad spot.
Yep.
So we'll see what Doug Marrone, his 2 assistants, and what Josh and his 3 assistants can do here.
Yeah. Do you have 3 thoughts you want to get to off of the game?
Yes.
Should we go to it right up? Should we go right off the bat?
We're going to go to it next.
I love it.
That's what we're going to do. We'll get to your big 3
Good
thoughts
tease.
off of that game against the
You like the encouragement?
against the Bengals.
You better settle down.
I was hoping Matt would be singing Bryan Adams coming in.
I've been battling back against the panic in the fan base the last 24 hours, and what I didn't know is that the panic had started to set in for you prior to the game.
No panic.
Okay, good.
No.
Concern.
Level
of concern.
Just
His
more,
level of concern has been raised, and he's
not
talking
even concern.
I feel like the word that keeps coming to mind right now is you believe they are fatigued.
I think that's probably fair.
tuckered out.
That's fair.
Tuckered out.
That's fair. And that doesn't mean they can't get it back because the season goes up and down.
Let's get to the big 3 coming off this game. Mike Reiss's big 3 observations from the Patriots win in Cincinnati against the Bengals.
All right.
How was here we go. Here you go.
All right. Here we go. Can we get 1 yard?
No.
That's that right. Thanks, Matt.
The answer is no.
It doesn't appear that they can.
So
McCarthy's right.
So here's what I'm going to say, though. This is a one-off.
Yeah.
And multiple reasons why. One, you didn't have your defensive lineman, Kairos Tonga, the fullback, because he was hurt. You also didn't have your 3rd eligible tight end, Ben Brown, because you needed him at left guard. So you couldn't go big power. So that's number 1. Number 2, I thought there was actually great opportunity on one of those 3rd and 1 runs by Ramondre. Thought the fullback, Jack Westover, missed the assignment, in my view.
He didn't understand the assignment.
And then Drake. I thought the decision-making on 4th down put Ramondre in a tough spot there. Just hold on to the ball, roll out, either run it in or throw to Hunter, and maybe sneak it better on the one that preceded the field goal. So I think, to me, those are correctable. I don't think they're whatever the word would be that represent a issue that would linger going forward.
So getting the 1 yard, to me, is not just a red zone issue as it has been framed since that game was played, right? It's been talked about their red zone offense needs to be better. Red zone, got to get in, you got to score, you get to the reds. It's been a problem all year. How about when you need a yard, you need to be able to get a yard, right? You need to line up and be able to get a yard. And that, to me, is something that could come back to haunt them. That, to me, is a big one and a sticking point that I do
I like it.
share some level of concern about, because that wasn't new this weekend. It's not injury related. It's something that they just need to be better at, and they haven't been.
It's not going to get any better with Campbell and
I
Wilson
know
now,
it isn't.
too.
I know it isn't. I'm aware.
So that's number one.
Okay.
I'm actually going to take the optimistic view that this is a one-off, and we'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
And let's see where it goes. Maybe
All right.
we'll do another gamble, you and me.
I don't know about that.
Let's
one.
keep it between you two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two. Let's go cornerbacks.
Kyle Williams looks good, by
If,
the way.
good kickoff return, right?
Yeah.
Let's go cornerbacks. If you would have told me entering the game that the performance of the cornerbacks would rate number one, Carlton Davis,
Crazy, but it happened.
excellent on the final drive when they needed
Yeah.
him. Finally, you would say best game, maybe.
And they were looking for flags on him, and I don't think that a flag was warranted there.
Number one, right?
Yes.
Number two,
Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Number three, Christian Gonzalez. So a little surprised at the way that unfolded. Christian on the touchdown.
Yeah.
Like
He got beat.
got beat.
He got beat off the jam. Guy made a great move on him. That will happen. I mean, we saw Marcus get, I don't want to say beat, because I thought he had great coverage on Drake London. It was just a size mismatch.
Yeah.
The Atlanta scores. I just think part of it for Gonzalez, too, they really don't throw at him. Like, people are on it, like, he doesn't have the interception numbers. Yeah, because they don't throw his way. Like, that's part of it. When you're a really good corner, your interception numbers are down.
Yep.
It's guys like Marcus that are going to get the pick sixes. That was like, it was a Kyle Arrington, a Ellis Hobbs type thing. Like, they're going to get the pick sixes because you're going to go away from the other guy.
Yep.
So, people are getting on Gonzalez for it. I just think, and it's like any other high level corner, you play up to your competition. You play down to your competition.
Yeah, and he did fine against T. Higgins for the most
Feels like
part.
excuse making, so I'm
No,
not going to lie.
No, because I know they're going to have to sign him to big money. He's going to make big money, but it's like if it doesn't work out, you're going to get the 2 picks like you did for Sauce or Jalen Ramsey.
I think there's a question about, and this is not about Sunday's game. I was talking to Phil Perry about this last week.
Yeah.
There's a question about how well he fits what they want to do defensively, because
They don't feel like a big man team.
they're not a big man team.
Remember when Ty would bitch when Bill came back here and Pete Carroll would let us play a ton of man.
Yeah.
And he would let Laurie Malloy roam around the line of scrimmage and just go blitz when you wanted to.
So what are you
Because
going
we're
to
in
do?
single man high.
You're going to pay a corner $32 million a year to go play zone?
Not if that's going to be your scheme.
No.
So I just think that's something to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I guess that's fair, Beetle. I would caution the Patriots from going that route.
Oh, I'm
think-
with you.
yeah.
You know my thoughts on
Yeah.
this. We agree whole.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm signing him and I'm paying him. No questions asked.
And number three, I'm going to be really quick on my number three because Beetle doesn't necessarily allow special teams talk. But boy, was I wrong on
boy,
Andy
here we
Borregales.
go.
Great job by the kicker. All right, moving on. I snuck it in there.
I'd like to hear
He's
more
been
on that.
good.
Matt, we would chart in training camp the makes and the misses of
I'm with
Parker
you on this.
Romo and Andy Borregales. I'm a leader of the charge. I love that stuff. And if you told me coming out of training camp, like, who looked better,
It was Parker Romo.
it felt like that to me. But I think it's
We
a
agreed
good
on this at the time.
It's a good reminder as to why, maybe you're pointing at myself, you're doing the sports reporting and you're not picking the players because there's a bigger picture in mind. You draft someone with potential, and you grow with him. And so I guess what I'm saying is I probably thought it was a competition when in reality it was a, with quotes, competition to push the rookie
Phony
to
baloney
get him.
competition.
So live and learn as a reporter. Like next time I'm in that situation, maybe we'll frame it differently. But the kid came through. That was big,
Oh, he sure did.
and that's working out for him.
He's
That would have
been-
been one.
And hey, but don't forget, Vrabel got ripped for giving him a game ball after the Miami game.
Right.
If he maybe didn't give him that game, maybe he goes in the tank. I don't know.
yeah.
Because rookies are the fragile mentality. So, I mean, they got a lot of rookies contributing. 7 of them. They're out there in big games, but you lost 2. You lose your left guard, you lose your left tackle. We'll see how it goes with them. They're not rookies anymore. They're veterans. You play double-digit games. You're into your next year.
That's right. So those are my 3. I sort of adjusted on the fly because we talked about Drake and we can keep talking about him because I thought that was an interesting game for him.
Why do you think he had the bad start?
So we're just mentioning it. I mean, I think my gut tells me that the Bengals were doing some things to complicate what he was seeing, so he wasn't as sure of what he was seeing, so he was a little tentative.
Take Hendrickson out of the mix, and Bob and I talked about this in the pregame. We go down our charts here. It's not one Bengal defender I recognize. So part of it, I think, too, is the prep going in. Like, they prep, right? You go through the motions, you do your work, put your work in. But, like, how intently did you, or how strongly, like, and Mike talked about this in the postgame, we've got to practice better. You know, this is going to help us moving forward. Like, there should be a good wake up indicator, time to focus here.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't have a great week of practice. I don't know.
And I'll be curious what you saw live watching it. So when I watched it over, yeah, they blitzed a few times, but I felt like, and this maybe is a little bit of a theme in the last couple weeks, teams are playing more coverage. So rushing 4, dropping 7, and seeing if the pass catchers can beat them.
Yeah.
And maybe have Drake hold on to the ball, get to his second, third read, which he's generally good at. I thought in this game was maybe a little more of a struggle, in my view, than maybe some other games for him doing that.